Hi class, Mrs. Calvi here. Quick review on solving addition and subtraction equations. So I have an equation here, h plus 14 is equal to 82. So in order to solve, I am solving to get the value of what my variable is equal to. In order for me to do that, I need to bring everything else to the other side of the equal sign. So whatever is on the same side as my variable, I want to move over to the other side of the equal sign. So this plus 14, I need to move over. In order for me to do that, I have to do the inverse or opposite operation. So the opposite operation of addition, or the inverse operation of addition, is subtraction. So I am going to subtract 14 from both sides. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I must do to the other. I am going to put these lines to kind of make everything nice and neat. So here, a positive 14 and a negative 14, they cancel each other out. That becomes 0. So these just cancel out. You don't put a 0 down, you just put a line through them. I'm going to bring down my variable. That's the only thing I have left on my left side of my equal sign. Remember, that's my goal. I'm solving for my variable. I'm dropping down my equal sign, and now I need to do 82 minus 14. I cannot take 4 from 2 rather. I'm going to borrow from the 8. That becomes a 7. The 12 becomes a 4. 12 minus 4 is going to give me 8. 7 minus 1 is going to give me 6. So right now I came up with that h is equal to 68. So I want to check to make sure I'm correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 68 for my h. So I'm going to plug this in here, and I'm going to see if the left side of my equation is equal to the right side. So 68 plus 14. I'm going to do that math. 68 plus 14, 8 and 4 gives me 12. 1 and 6 is 7, 7 and 1 is 8. So that equals 82, which is the correct number on the right side of my equation. So that means I know my answer is definitely correct. So when you are doing these assignments, when you're doing these problems, you'll know if you have a correct answer if you do the check over here. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, so here I have 81 is equal to 17 plus y. Now some students get confused because, the variable's on the right side, not the left side. It's okay. The same process is, the process is not going to change. So I want to get whatever is on the same side of my variable, I want to move that to the other side. So I want to move this 17 to the left side. Being I don't have a sign in front, this is a positive. So that means in order for me to get this to this side, I need to do the inverse or opposite operation, which in this case is going to be subtracting 17. So let me put my line so everything is nice and neat. I'm going to subtract 17. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other side. So whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I must do to the other side of the equal sign. So here, a positive 17 and a negative 17, they cancel each other out, right? I'm left with my y. Drop down my equal sign. I now have to do 81 minus 17. Cannot take 7 from 1. I'm going to borrow. The 8 becomes a 7. The 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 7 is equal to 4. 7 minus 1 is equal to 6. So I got an answer of y is equal to 64. Well, I'm going to check my answer by plugging in 64 in for y. So I'm going to look to see if 17 plus 64 equals 81. So 17 plus 64. 7 plus 4 gives me 11. One plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. So I got 81, which is exactly what I wanted to get. So that means I know that y is equal to 64. I know my answer has to be correct. When you go to write this in Go Formative, you would just write it as lowercase y is equal to 64. You would always want to put your final answer with the variable on the left. You wouldn't want to put it as 64 is equal to y. In Go Formative, you're going to write y is equal to 64. Okay? Let's try another one. Okay, so here I have a subtraction equation. P minus 2 is equal to 5. My goal is to get my variable by itself, so I need to move whatever is with it. So I have a minus 2. In order for me to get rid of it and bring it to the other side of the equal sign, I need to do the opposite or inverse operation. So the opposite of subtraction is going to be addition. I'm going to put my lines to make it nice and neat. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So now here, my positive 2 and negative 2 cancel. That technically becomes a 0, so they're gone. I drop down my variable. I have my variable by itself. That was my goal. Drop down my equal sign. And now I'm going to do 5 plus 2, which gives me 7. I need to check that I'm correct. So I'm going to plug 7 in for P. And I'm going to look, is 7 minus 2 equal to 5? The answer is yes, so I know that I solved this correctly. And in Go Formative, you would write P is equal to 7, sorry. P is equal to 7. Okay, and that would be your final answer. You need to have the variable, okay? You're not just putting 7 as an answer. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so here I have 40 is equal to x minus 11. So this is a subtraction equation. In order for me to solve, I'm going to need to do the inverse operation, which is addition. So now I want to get my variable by itself. So I need to get rid of this minus 11. So I'm going to add 11 to both sides in order to get my variable by itself. I'm going to put my lines so everything is lined up nice and neatly. Here I have a positive 11 and a negative 11. Those cancel out. I'm left with x by itself. That's what I wanted. Drop down my equal sign. I'm now going to take 40 and add 11. That would give me an answer of 51. So here I have an answer of, my final answer is x is equal to 51. I'm going to check that by plugging in the x value into my equation. When I plug in, I want to see that the left side and the right side equal each other. That tells me my answer is correct. So I'm going to plug in 51. So here, 51 minus 11, if we were to do the math, we would get an answer of 40. So I know that my answer of x is equal to 51 is correct. Okay? So remember, when solving equations, our goal is to get the variable by itself. You're going to move whatever is on the same side as the variable to the other side of the equal sign using the opposite or inverse operation. Okay? That is it for now, and I will talk to you guys soon.